The second edition of the Next Generation Investigative Journalism Fellowship Program received nearly 200 entries from 3 countries: Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Ghana.
I want to know which, in your view, is the biggest investigative or anti-corruption story you've covered.
The applicants were subjected to screening, aptitude tests, and interviews. The MFWA is delighted to announce the fellows of the second cohort of the Next Generation Investigative Journalism Fellowship Program. These are the 2022 Next Generation Investigative Journalism Fellows. From Ghana, we have Thelma Dede Amedeku, Victoria Enyonam Adonu, Sedem Kwashiga, Abdel Gafaru Ayando Salifu, Linda Isilfinyami, Nora Aloayo Kwame, Edmond Boateng Ajiman, Dinah Amwako Boachiwa, and Philip Tay Agbove. 2 fellows were selected from Sierra Leone, and they are Marian Amaria Bangura and Victor Jones. And 1 fellow was selected from Liberia, and she is Fogbe Emma Klo.
Well, currently we are doing 5 projects.
The main idea is to be able to work with young graduates from the journalism schools, those who are interested in working with the newsroom, and build a culture of critical and investigative reporting amongst these young people. So the whole idea is to how we catch them young, imbibe in them, the desire, the passion, the interest in public interest accountability journalism.
That's at 2020, but that's at 2021.
Prior to this fellowship, I had heard of the Right to Information Act in the classroom at NGIJ, but I never texted it. I never knew how it was. I only had a book, which was like a manual to me because I had no clue how it was. I didn't know how to draft the whole thing. But this fellowship taught me how to draft it, how to use it, in fact, how to exercise my right as a citizen and as a journalist.
It's about poor management of media in Africa.
I'm Victor Jones, and from the West African country of Sierra Leone. I'm a broadcast journalist working for the state broadcaster, the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Basically, this training has been a wowing transfiguration for me. From a 24-hour news broadcaster to a seeming investigative journalist. It's been a U-turn for the better in my profession, if I should honestly submit. I've undergone similarly some hugely transformational trainings that I think have better equipped me for the journey ahead. I now know exactly, it's just like a puzzle. There was a huge chunk of it I was missing, but this training at MFWA has actually brought those pieces together, and I've intensified and solidified indeed my journalistic portfolio, if I should say.
Before joining the fellowship, I was working as a ghostwriter and editor with a publishing firm. I've always known news writing to be the inverted pyramid style where creativity is not really allowed. But through this fellowship, I've got to understand that creativity is allowed in news writing. We've been taking through trainings on how to write creatively, on how to analyze the information you have, on how to even fact check what you find online to enhance your writing. And so at the end of this fellowship, I'm so excited that I am going to walk out of Media Foundation as a better writer and also a better investigative journalist.
As a graduate of forensic science, I didn't know how I was going to fit in or cope with investigative journalism. But through mentorship and guidance put in place by the Media Foundation for West Africa, I've been able to overcome that challenge. Because of this same guidance, I've been able to merge my background in forensic sciences and also in open source intelligence to do stories on fact-checking and also to do accurate investigative pieces related to crime.
Welcome to One-on-One with me, Thelma Dede Amedeku.
And throughout the fellowship, we've been taken through some training sessions. So we're taking through practical assignments and some tools that have helped me personally to debunk some claims on social media. And in an era of fake news, I think fact-checking is really important. Henceforth, I'll be using the skills and the tools that I've learned to help fight disinformation and fake news.
We are currently in the Sawamka.
The field experience is really an eye-opener. Before joining the fellowship, I was doing more like what is termed armchair journalism, where you just listen to radio and television and write and report he said, she said, without going to the grounds to ascertain the veracity of what is said. But the fellowship has exposed me to techniques. I've been equipped with techniques of going to the grounds and having a feel of the issues, the real issues, and reporting on them.
People usually say investigative reporting entails a lot, and there are much work to be done, so I want to learn more about those things, especially when I am a female and people see it as if women are not entitled to do investigative journalism. So I expect to learn about the work professionally, legal issues, and how to go about fact-checking, how to go about interviewing people without them knowing I'm doing an investigative piece.
Prior to joining this fellowship, my vision of investigative journalism was very blurry. But after I was impacted by some very astute journalists, a lot of things became clear. One of the things is the fact that, one key thing is the fact that I now understand that journalism is about the people and not about the journalist. Everything we do must be focused on the public.
The journey through this fellowship has been quite a tough one. First of all, my major challenge has been with sources not cooperating. Just as in the general journalism, investigative journalism also depend on sources to get your stories done. Unfortunately, most sources have been hostile to me, and through that, it has made the reporting very difficult.
This kind of journalism is risk involving and very challenging. I mean, during the fellowship, for some stories I've done, there were attacks, intimidations. Some were even extended to my family and all that, just to silence me. But once again, the fellowship has clothed me with tough skin and focus to toe the line and speak truth to power, so society becomes better.
Cultivating sources for my stories and getting access to information were some of the challenges I faced during the fellowship. But through trainings, I have been exposed, I have been schooled on some avenues to use to get access to information. And if those avenues fail, I've also been taught other ways to also get access to information.
An amazing journey, and I believe that the funders of this initiative will never regret it, because we've had results, quality stories that we are going to put out. We've put some out already, and it's been amazing. The enthusiasm of these young people has been solid. The young people from the other West African countries, they've been amazing. They've learned new stuff. I mean, one young journalist did a very interesting fact-check piece and published it in his country in Sierra Leone, and the response has been amazing. And he says it's never been done in Sierra Leone. Nobody does anything called fact-check. And so you could see that we are breaking, the Media Foundation is breaking the frontiers into quality journalism that really brings about the development this continent or this country or any country within the sub-region really needs.
We are happy at the skill and the experience that they've honed over the last 5 months. We are excited at the stories some of them have had to do, with a few of them triggering some reactions from public authorities in Sierra Leone, for instance, and also in Ghana. We think that the NGIJ Fellowship has come to stay, and we will do our best to put in all the support it needs. We think it's a good grooming platform for our early career journalists or young journalists to be able to imbibe the culture of critical reporting, which is almost missing in governance in West Africa.
Thank very much the MFWA for the opportunity given, and I also assure you that indeed I'll put all of these skills to a test.
My thanks and appreciation goes out to the Media Foundation for West Africa, the Fourth Estate, and that of the funders. I want to thank you all so much. You have been, this last 5 months of my life has been very exciting and so great. And I want to assure you all that as I'm going back with a renewed mind and loaded knowledge. And I want to assure you furthermore that Liberia should watch out for me, because I am a new person as I'm going back now. It's a new Fogbe Emma Club.